What are you doing now, Elena? What are you doing now? Give me a minute. Alright. We are going to make chicken and dressing. What's that? Well, that is a southern dish that I saw, but here's the thing. I saw it, but I've been making it, so I guess everybody has names for stuff. I just called it chicken and stuffing, but they call it chicken and dressing. So everybody has different names for things, you know? Alright. Alright, now I'm tossing in some diced sliced onion, just like that. I'm going to do one more onion though. That was a half an onion. I'm going to get one more. So I forgot to turn the camera off when I put in the, after I did the oregano. You're just going to put like 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, and then you're going to do sage. You could do whole or ground. I did about 1/2 teaspoon of sage, and then we're going to do some chicken bouillon. Okay, so this is your Coors, K-O-O-R or K-O-O-R-S. I got the big, those big buckets, right? Well, what I did was I put them in these 1/2 gallon, and I took the air out because they were expired. And not to us, to the stores, okay? But what you do is you put them in these and you take the air out, and they last forever. And you don't want to use too much. We all know Coors is very, very salty. So I'm just going to eyeball it. I would say that's about 2 full tablespoons. And if I need to add more, I can. But for now, I think we're good there. Okay, so I'm running out of black pepper in my cooking jar. So we need to fill it. And I just get something easy. Oh, guess what, you guys? The other day, I made green chicken enchiladas, refried beans, and Mexican rice. And I took some to the boys up here. I call them boys, but they're in their 50s, 60s. Their mom and their sister. The mom passed away, the sister's in the hospital. Anyway, when I cook something, you know, sometimes I'll make extra and take it to them. Anyway, I also made some for the gentleman up the road, because after the winter, he was one of the only ones that came by to see how we were doing. And let me tell you something, we had a hard time last winter, really hard time. So I took him and his wife some food, and I never met her, but really, really awesome lady. And the reason I bring her up is because I took them over that food, right? Let me show you what she gave me. Okay, we're going to do a teaspoon of black pepper, and we're going to do a teaspoon, this is a lot of water, of pink Himalayan salt. You can use any kind of salt you want, but because the Coors is really salty, I'm only going to do a teaspoon. I could always add the salt later, right? Look at this. This is wild violet jelly. I cannot wait to taste it. I'm so excited. You want me to taste it now? I want to taste it. Oh, I also, teaspoon of garlic powder. The chicken that I added is the cheapy chicken, and these are the big leg and thigh, right? Big leg and thigh. Put 2 of them in here. That's plenty for me and Christopher. Jeremy won't eat this anyway, and I know that. So this is, once it's done, I will peel the chicken off the bone. This is going to cook on, I would say, it's on the high burner, but it's going to cook on low for a couple hours because we want it to cook nice and slow to get all those flavors meld together and fused. Amazing, and you're going to try this and you're going to love it. Alright, Here's the jelly. Now I gotta be careful because I can't really chew anything right now because of surgery I had. So I gotta like take a little bit and I opened up this little thing of crackers we got when we went to Wendy's. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? I'm gonna taste it just like this. All right, you guys. Let's try. I tasted it.
What are you tasting?
Just like that. This stuff, you guys, is amazing.
What is it?
Mm.
What is it?
Want some?
What is it?
Jelly.
What kind of jelly?
Violet.
Violet jelly?
You want to taste it?
Yeah, just a tiny little bit.
Okay. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes, you know what it tastes like? Apricot. Just not as strong. It's not as strong as apricot.
But it tastes like apricot though.
You guys, this stuff is, I can eat it just like this. Mmm. On a piece of toast. Anyway, wild violet jelly. Man, that's some good stuff. Whew.
This is strong.
I've been wanting to taste it, but I just haven't. So right now, it's like the perfect opportunity.
To make it. And you want touch slide.
You plug it back in?
I did. And power up for you.
So you guys can enjoy that for a hot moment. All right, I'll get back to you with the chicken. All right, I deboned the chicken. This is the chicken from 2 thighs and 2 legs, the ones that were hooked together. That, my friends, that's a lot of meat. That's enough for 4 to 6 people. That is a lot of meat, okay? I want carrots in this, so I'm dicing up some carrots and they will cook in there. Right now, I'm making my gravy or a thickener to put the juice from the chicken. And so I put in about 1/4 cup of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and I put in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And the longer you let it cook in that oil, the darker your gravy's going to be. Okay? Now, this is going to soak up when you put your breadcrumbs in. The breadcrumbs are going to soak up all the juice. So you're going to make a separate gravy to pour on top of everything. So let's just let that cook and I'm going to get to finish cutting up the carrots. Alright, so I'm just letting it, it's on low, and I'm slowly letting it get dark. And I can't get rid of that shadow, so deal with it. But I'm just slowly letting it get dark. Because you want this to be a dark gravy. You don't want it to be a, you know, white gravy. You want it to be dark. And we've got our chicken, our carrots, our onion. Now this is going to go in, when I put this juice in here, it's going to thicken up. And all this is going to go in there and it's going to soak in there for a little while and cook. In the meantime, I am making the dressing, stuffing, okay? In my stuffing, I use black olive, chopped black olives, celery, and long green onions. And celery. I said celery. Did I say celery? Yeah. Celery, long green onions, and chopped black olives, okay? Now, I didn't have any breadcrumbs, so I made my own. I just got a loaf of bread, not a loaf, but a French bread from my freezer, cut it up into slices. I forgot about it, so there's a little crunchy. I just been picking them out. Just been like getting the edges off. I forgot about it, had it up too high. Some of them burnt, but not all of them, so they're fine. My kids are not that picky. Now if this was going to somebody else, I would toss it and redo it. But for us, it's fine. Now I season them with olive oil, sage, everything that I put in the water with the chicken is everything that went on these. Alright, so now I'm not going to use all this juice in the chicken, you know, and carrots, and so I'm going to take some of it. So I'm not going to use all this juice, so I'm going to take some of it and pour it in the gravy, or the dressing, sorry. Gravy. Alright, so I'm going to do that and mix it up. Alright, so I turned the heat up. I think I had it down just a little too low. And hopefully we can get this going here pretty quick. I turned it up to high and get it a little brown a little bit fast. I was doing other stuff, so I was good with keeping this on low. But now I want to jump start it because I need it to get going. I need it to get busy. You know what would also be good? Oh, I'm thinking of white rice and lima beans. You know, there's a way I make lima beans and pour them over rice. Oh my goodness. So good. I'm going to have to find a different way to make them now because we don't do the pork thingy. But I'm sure turkey sausage would do. Yes, it would. All them flavors. I think it'd be amazing. Alright. I think we're good. Now I am going to pour. I got it up on high. I want to pour a couple of cups of this stock. Another one. Doesn't that look good? We've probably done 5 cups. Even though it was 6, those weren't full cups, so I would say 5. I'm going to do one more. Okay. Because no matter, that's going to thicken up, y'all. That's not going to thin it out. I can still feel its thickness, and it's going to get thicker again. Okay. Now we're going to put in the meat, the carrots, and the onion. I didn't do garlic. I do garlic and everything. I wasn't feeling it for this. I did garlic powder. I did. But whole garlic, I guess I could. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't. come on. All in there. Alright. Alright, so I threw them all in here, and look at how amazing this looks. It's getting thicker by the second. Now, can you imagine this over rice or over noodles? How awesome is that? But we decided we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put the dressing in here, and we're going to bake it. And while it's baking, I'm thinking I might make some biscuits. I'm not sure. Let this cook out. And we are going to make gravy, though. Alright, y'all, I gave in. I cut up 2 red potatoes into little chunks. I just wanted the veggies in there. Y'all know me. You could do this or not. I think for fuller bellies, yay. This would make an awesome pot pie mixture. So I think I'm going to put some away and make pot pies. I am. I'm going to take some out because we ain't going to eat all this. Alright, I got the stuffing in there. And I did add 2 eggs to the stuffing. It's going to bake for about 20 minutes, Christopher, and then it'll be ready to eat, okay? So I guess, now I wouldn't have done it like this, but this is how they did it. I'm going to put some juice in here.
It's not finished like that, right? Huh?
No. It's got raw egg in it. Almost. Okay. Alright, we are going to put it like that. Christopher wants to eat it raw like this. Okay, and it's raw because of the egg I just put in. Alright, I'm going to stick it in the oven. 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Alright, we're back to making a second gravy. This gravy will be to pour over the top.
There you go. Can I put a stick of butter in?
I would like you to open it and I'll grab it and stick it in. I do not want you to splash and get burned.
It's okay, I can just...
You can open up them biscuits. We're doing store-bought cheapy biscuits, guys. I'm tired. I don't want to make them.
I got it.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Ta-da! I'm not burnt. I'm clever at making things.
Okay, you need to get the cookie sheet from...
Now guys, this pops.
Alright, we got a stick of butter in here.
These just popped on me.
Okay, put them on the pan.
That scared me.
Dry that pan first.
That scared me more. Oh!
Alright, we're getting this. Okay, what I did was a 1/4 cup of olive oil, again, extra virgin olive oil. I like the California brand. A 1/4 cup, and then I put in 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and a stick of butter. I will add the rest of that juice, and then I will taste it to see what else it needs. Salt, pepper, whatever else it may need. But when it's on this high, you want to make sure you watch it because it will burn on you this high. Alright, still hopping. Now, this will get as dark as you want it to get. The longer you leave it on here cooking, the darker it will get. You take it off sooner, well, then the lighter it will be. So we got the biscuits in the oven. We got our dinner in the oven, and we're just waiting to make the gravy. Oh. I got this pan, stainless steel, at the store for free. I went there looking for pans because I went to the Red Rack. Don't go to the Red Rack. They're a ripoff. The VA gets like 2 cents out of every $10. Less than 5 cents, the guy said. And he said sometimes not even that. But anyway, I went there. And they freaking wanted like, they thought they were Macy's. So I left there and I found this little mom and pop place. And I'm walking around and I told her, I said, you know, I'm looking for blankets. And, you know, because if people show up here with nothing, I better have some blankets. So I've been going to thrift stores buying them for like $2, $3, whatever. And I told her, I said, do you have any stainless steel frying pans? Because I got rid of all my Teflon and I've been cooking in predominantly cast iron, but I'm not sure how healthy the iron is for me or, you know, elderly people that I may cook for. And so the husband, this pan is a 12-inch skillet. He gave it to me. And I have another one that's 10-inch, smaller than this one. And I love them. They're great. All right, we're just going to let that sit there for a minute and get happy. Okay. Remember how bubbly it was and it was like bumps everywhere? And now it's getting smoother and creamier, darker. Jeremy, let Michael in and feed him, please. Look at that. Creamier. We want it to get a little bit darker. Just a little bit darker than that. Alright, I turned it up so it would brown faster. See that? I want a little bit darker. But it is, I turned it up because everything in the oven should be almost done. And it should all be done at the same time. See how dark it's getting now? The darker you want your gravy, the longer you're going to cook it. And I think we're getting there. It's like putting water on oil, because that's what we're doing. Alright. I'm going to give it a whisk. Get a little happy. Alright, I think I'm going to add a dash of pepper and a dash of salt. I tasted it and it tastes pretty good. Needs a little bit more though. Alright, I turned it off. It came out so good, you guys. So good. I didn't have to put many seasonings, as you can tell. Why? Because this has everything in it. If you add more, you're going to ruin it. I did add a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Not even a quarter teaspoon of either one. Because that food in there is going to be very well seasoned. This, though, is so good, though. So good. I do not have the tasting video. I ended up putting it back in the oven for another 15-20 minutes. Now, it was good, but I would rather keep the chicken and gravy to the side and pour it over the dressing or the stuffing, or pour it over
noodles or poured over rice, preferably. So it was okay like this. It was good like this, but I wasn't a fan. Like, I won't make it again. You making it for the first time, you may like it. I liked it. It's just not for us. I would rather have the chicken and all the gravy poured on something as opposed to it soaked up in all the bread and everything, because it wasn't as creamy, as juicy. Just didn't care for it. So, tasted good, didn't care for it. Now, I'm going to keep the first half of the video on how to make the chicken filling, because we're going to make pot pies. So watch out for that video. I'll be making those soon.